In this video, I'm going to be addressing some questions about some KYC related issues because I realized there are a lot of questions under some videos that I've done and I can't really answer all the questions. But so first, some people's KYC are returning, have been passed before and they now return to tentative. Some people have even been validators for 3 months, for 6 months in the past, and all of a sudden their KYC that has been passed just returned back to tentative. What is really happening? What is happening is because the algorithm of Pi is changing. They actually upgrade it every time, and they upgrade it recently, and the upgrading actually make the security measure more tight. And people that have submitted their data, it goes to the data again, and if it detects that there is a need for additional verification, it actually returns those kind of accounts to tentative. And that's why some of you are saying tentative. It's actually the algorithm that caught up with some things that need to be updated. And what is really majorly needed in the update for tentative is liveness check. And the liveness check is actually becoming more stricter, kind of. It's just like, sometimes you want to enter the bank and then you enter the thing that they used to scan you. The scanner is scanning you and then detecting a metal on your body. I don't have any metal. It's still going on. You still have, and someone else might call me and then they'll be able to just go in. So that's just the issue with computer. What is happening sometimes, because even after some of you have actually been invited for liveness check for like 2-3 times and you've done it, it's still on tentative. And actually, you just have to keep on doing it immediately you are invited for it. And it's also been said that by Pi themselves that, okay, the number of liveness checks that you'll be invited for, or the number of verification of checks that will be needed, is actually on person-to-person basis. So you may actually do your liveness check once and you may get it. You may do it twice and you be passed. You may have done it 3 times and you have not passed, but you just have to keep on doing it. And I'm sure the issue will be addressed very soon as well. So keep on doing it. You just have to keep. That's just the only chance you have. Pi, the KYC is also being upgraded every day, being revisited time and time again. And that's just for that. So you just have to keep on doing your liveness check and wait for it to come up. And sometimes too, what you can do that some people did is that if you regress, you can just go and update your password and then log in again with the new password, and sometimes it just turns green. So it's actually a crazy thing. One thing with this Pi thing is there's no one solution fit in for all. There are some things that some people will use, it will work for them. Other people will use, it will not work for them, probably depending on the checks that is required on their own account. And that is for that. And some are currently too, this is actually good news. Some of you need to go back to your Pi and check that you have actually been invited to now do your KYC, because on December 4, a news was released that 1 million pioneers have been released to do their KYC. 1 million pioneers have been released to do their KYC. So you can go back, but if you want to check the KYC, do not go to the Pi browser app. Don't go to the Pi browser app. When I was also trying to, before I got my validation as well, I was going to the Pi browser app to check my KYC, and it's always in review. But until I went to the Pi app, go to the Pi app and let the Pi app be the one to open the Pi browser for you, because the Pi app is the first that actually gets notified of any additional check that needs to be done. So when you go to the Pi app, then it automatically carries your Pi browser along. So do not go to the Pi browser. Sometimes it's cache that you'll be seeing, the cached version, which is always in review. But when you go to the Pi app, that captures the notification for the updated requirement that is required from you. So go to the Pi app to enter the Pi browser, so you'll be able to see that, okay, you've been unblocked to do your Pi KYC. So some of you have been saying you have not been invited, you don't see a slot for KYC. Make sure you update your Pi app. Make sure it's updated. Your Pi browser as well is updated. Make sure both are updated. And sometimes your phone may actually be the cause. Some people are using a phone that is not, maybe not too good phone. Maybe the Android version is actually, backdated and cannot really work with the version of the app. So you want to make sure that your phone too is actually good enough, and good enough to do it. So you have to you can just go back to your Pi app and let it lead you to your Pi browser, and if you're among the 1 million people that have been released, then you'll be able to do your KYC. And also, when it comes to another thing that is always causing the tentative, that's make your account to be on tentative and making you go back to tentative, is maybe there's some indiscrepancies in the names, because the name of the ID card is very important. I am a validator and I validate a lot of people. Sometimes the little changes that you can actually do on your name right now is just maybe there's a little bit of a misspelled word. According to, before you become a validator, you will be told what kind of question you'll be asked and how to answer them. So the accepted name change right now is just a slight change. Maybe your name is Kabir, Kabir, but on your ID card it is Kabiru, like Kabiru. So those are little changes. It's actually some little adjustments. Or maybe you have your two name Kai Mike, and then your ID card Kai My Work, my worker, so that may still be accepted. So it's just slight little different changes that are accepted with the name changes right now. You cannot really do major changes, but after this 1 million people have been released, the next stage of the KYC, according to what was said, is to revisit the name changes and make allocation for people to change their names to match the one that is on their ID card, because that is what is actually holding a lot of people on tentative, and also a lot of people from passing their KYC, while some people have been in review all these years. If your name do not match, if your date of birth do not match, and I've also seen a lot of ID cards that have been passed to me that, okay, does the date of birth on this ID card match the one that this person chooses? So you want to make sure that the date of birth that you use that you filled, the year is the same. Most of the time it is the year that is not the same. Maybe someone filled 1992, the ID card is 1980. So I will just have to choose that data mismatch. I wouldn't say it's matched, because I'm not the only one that will validate. I will validate, someone else will validate. And so because I know someone else will validate, I wouldn't want to validate wrong. I wouldn't want to just let you go free. I will have to do what is right. Because if I also don't do what is right, my approval rating will also drop. So you can expect that nobody is going to favor you with the validating stuff. So you want to make sure that your details are correct. Your name is correct, your date of birth is correct, and it's also correct on your ID card. So those are just some of the things that are happening right now. And some of you, maybe you just started mining Pi and you have not been invited for KYC. I think you have to mine for about 5 days or 6 days before you can do your KYC, because some people are saying they don't have the slot. If you don't have the slot, update your app and you can change to a new phone. You can update your browser and go to the Pi app. 1 million people have been released. So those are just what to do. And if you are on tentative, just keep waiting. Some of you have not been invited for liveness check. You will soon be invited. And if you've been invited, you've done it again and again, just keep waiting. And I'm sure a lot of these issues will actually be attended to very soon, because Pi is the one, just as I've said, adding the KYC themselves. Most of the platform of this magnitude always give it out to third party, but Pi is the one managing it themselves. And there will be some problems, there will be some issues, there will be some bug, and that's why the mainnet, the test phase has actually been in the test phase for a while. It has not been launched because a lot of testing actually need to go into play, and they are currently preparing for the mainnet launch. So that's why most of the emails you are sending for support portal, it's not been responded to. All hands are on the mainnet going live, but just keep waiting. There are some things that you want to do, but there's nothing you just can do about it. And if you actually been mining, if you actually become a validator and then you regress back, your Pi that have been migrated, you can still use them, you can still transfer them, but just that the next batch will not be migrated yet until you pass the verification. And so that's what I want to share with you in respect to Pi. Kindly like this video, kindly subscribe to the channel if you learned something, and our Pi brings on more updates. I will be updating you on this channel. I talk about finance on this channel. I talk about how to make money online. I talk about everything an entrepreneur needs to know. Kindly like this video, kindly subscribe to the channel, and hopefully see you in subsequent videos. Thank you.